All right, I think everything's up and running. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for people to show up, or at least give it a few seconds before I get started. Hopefully, maybe if I turn the other channel off, or my other, I have really bad internet service here, so I'm just gonna disconnect all my other devices so that way we have the best connection possible. All right. So we've got at least one person watching right now. So I named this live stream Overcoming the Doldrums, and I've been a little bit under the weather lately. I don't know if you can tell from my voice or the way I look, but I've had like this cold thing going on that's been going around. But um, I named this live stream that because I don't know if any of y'all have watched the Phantom Toll Booth, but there's a part in it where this kid is stuck. It's like this swampy area, and he gets stuck there, and it's just, it's a place where you don't think and you can't laugh, and everything's okay as long as you do nothing, right? And that's kind of the place where I've been at lately, and I get in this a lot. I know a lot of us are susceptible to it, but I need to be like stimulated intellectually. Like, I don't know. I haven't been getting that. Like, there's just nothing. Like, once I get to a certain point, I've been researching stuff a lot, coming up with ideas, but then, there's just, you reach a certain point where, it's like a writer's block kind of thing. And that's just where I've been at with the channel and what to talk about lately. I mean, we've talked about a lot of important stuff, a lot, but the thing is, with this, I don't want to be part of an echo chamber. I'm not going to talk about that damn teenager in his MAGA hat and, all that. I'm not going to, I don't want to be part of the echo chamber. I'm not going to feed into news cycles and what it is that they dictate that I should be talking about. That stuff, there's always going to be something to be outraged about. So I'm not even going to waste my time talking about this stuff. I feel like what we talk about here is different. This is what moves us forward. And talking about those kind of things, it just keeps us stuck in the same cycle, and that's why I don't go into it. But at the same time, it's really hard to come up with game plans, plans of action. That's just not something that I can churn out, on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. I mean, there's some really smart people out there that I'm sure that they could do it, but uh, I don't have the time or the uh, brain capacity to do that. So, you know, I can't force this stuff. So when we talk about stuff, I want to make sure that it's not repetitive, that it is important. And if it's just not something that comes naturally, then, I'm just not going to force it by doing a live stream and talk about the same old thing or something that the news cycle is forcing me to be outraged about. Because there's lots to be outraged about at this point. And the least of my concerns right now is, some punk ass teenager. So at this point, I'd like to talk about maybe some of the things that that's obstructing our goals. Now, I know a lot of this stuff is out of our control, when it comes to voting, and how it's rigged, when it comes to the way that the system is designed, stuff like that. Let's see. Do we have anybody in chat yet? I don't know if chat's working. There it goes. I don't know why my chat wasn't working. Okay, I figured out how to do it. Okay, we got Dark Knight, Natural Progressive, The People United. Okay, so y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to the doldrums. Yeah, I mean, like, you have to prioritize when it comes to, like, what you're going to be outraged about. Like, there's no shortage, for sure. Yes, Peter, I agree. We need to be talking about how to take meaningful action, how to recruit more people to being awake. Um, People united, doing some work in that direction. It takes time and it doesn't come easy. Yeah, that's the thing. And like with YouTube, it's like a machine that demands that you churn out a product like a Stephen King novel. Like he could just churn that stuff out like 2-3 times a year. He can just pump something out. I can't do that. So you get what you get. I mean, I'm outraged about the killings, how we bomb people. I'm outraged about how the people in our country work for pennies on the dollar. I'm outraged about how people um, don't have health care. People are dying at a younger, you know, age and, opiate epidemic and, shit like that. I mean, you know, yeah, I know, Gringo. There's just been a lot going on. I've been helping. Uh, I've had a case of the doldrums, yes, but I've also been helping get Jimmy get settled in and stuff like that. So, just enjoying the time we got now. I can't breathe through my nose, so mouth breathing. Dingo ate me baby is here. So yeah, now I've been having a lot of interesting conversations with people. Uh, Jimmy, that's my fiance, James from Manitalk. So, yeah, but I call him Jimmy. So, yeah, but I've been having a lot of interesting conversations with the people I work with. Like, this one guy was asking me about the difference between Democrats and Republicans, you know? Uh, and I started telling him, I was like, started explaining the differences. And I said, there really isn't any, Democrats get paid more, but they lose more. I said, why do you think that is? How is it when money dictates who wins an election, why is it that they can raise more money but they lose more? And he's like, why? And I said, because you pay somebody to lose, you don't pay somebody to win. He's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why, how is that legal? Like he didn't understand. I was like, because everything's paid for, everybody's bought off. Our court systems, the people that make the laws, the people that, hold those laws up in court, from top to bottom, everybody's getting paid except us. No, that's exactly right, Natural. I mean, no, there's no accountability. When you look at our elections, we know that we know the stuff that they do. Florida, I mean, when's the last time we actually elected a president? Decades. Um, and even back then, we had people that we marginalized by not allowing them to vote, Jim Crow and all this other stuff. So, I mean, we've never had a fair election ever in our history. It's always been rigged. We look at it that way. I mean, it's ridiculous. that this is the best it's ever been, and look how screwed it is. You know, I mean, this is not, voting is the least of our concerns right now, because voting doesn't make them listen. It makes them listen to a certain degree in order to figure out how to screw us over. I mean, we all witnessed the debauchery of 2016. And it's going to be that all over again. How do we prevent that? How do we prevent that when we can't use our words? They're not allowing us to use our words. Now, I'm not an advocate for violent revolution. I think that is absolutely the wrong way to go. Absolutely. But civil disobedience. Civil disobedience, we have to starve the machine. We have to starve the machine, starve the beast that is cornering us and keeping us locked in the system. No, I'm absolutely, I'm more pro-life than the pro-life people that are in office. Yes, I'm pro-choice, but I don't stop my pro-life, beliefs at the embryo. You know, like they're just like they care all about all these embryos, but once you're a human being, fuck you, let's bomb you. Yeah, I'm not on board with that. So I believe in actually caring about the life that's here on earth already. That's where my stance is. But these other people, and I hate that because I live in like a Bible Belt, or what they want us to believe is a Bible Belt area, that they're constantly, they just passed a new amendment that here in West Virginia that abortions aren't guaranteed, but yet these same politicians that pass that don't care about the people that are actually already living here. They're not worried about providing them a living wage. They don't care about doing what they need to do to end the opiate epidemic or anything like that. It's all posturing. It's all posturing. So, and I'm just fed up with the whole thing. I try to watch some of the State of the State address with our governor, and excuse me if I'm a bit all over the place. It's been a little bit since I've done this, and no, I'm not drinking whiskey. No. You start a movement that bypasses politics. No, I totally agree with you, Peter. I want to make them obsolete because they are obsolete. We're listening to them and following their rules when they play no role in our lives other than to dictate what we have and what we don't. So why do we listen to them? Why do we play along with this? It's time to just completely bypass them altogether. It's about civil disobedience. Just don't go along with them. Don't feed the machine. Don't give them time. Don't give them attention. Don't give them your money. Don't give them your labor. Don't give them any of this stuff. Just shut it down. And you know what? All that time and money and resources that you dedicate to these people that screw us over, we could be spending on ourselves. Yeah, exactly, Peter. We have children. The elite is making a world in which our children have no future. I have no advice to give my kids. What do I tell them? Work hard. You'll make it ahead. Be a good person and be honest, because that's what gets rewarded in our society. Go to college because you'll get ahead if you go to college. You'll get a good job. There's all the old cliche advice just doesn't work anymore. So, what am I supposed to tell them? Oh, Lord. Propaganda said if God wanted us to vote, he would have given us a good candidate. Bumper sticker I read. Yeah, I saw a bumper sticker today that said Clinton Harris 2020. Yeah, in the middle of Trump country, that was a bumper sticker I saw. because there are still some diehard Democrats, and that bumper sticker found its way here. And somebody thought it was important enough and said, yeah, that's what I stand for, and slap that on the back of their car. That's the crap that is so depressing to me. I'm just like, where do I even start? Like, you ever hear something, you're like, how do I start to unwrap? There's so much wrong with this statement. I don't even know where to begin to undo all the bullshit that is said in this sentence. You know? Like, where do I start? But yeah, I saw that. I was like, I don't even get it. I mean, at least they're not falling for the massive public opinion here, or any public opinion for that matter. Because I mean, who's like, yeah, Clinton Harris? That's my ticket. Yes, natural. I would love to do a live stream with you. That would be so much fun and so informative. I mean, you're a smart cookie. Extinction Rebellion, kind of like Yellow Vest, but better priorities. Noam Chomsky is a singer on it. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this. All right, Extinction Rebellion. Okay. Yeah. I disagree with that bumper sticker, so I am sexist and racist. Oh, I got stuff popping up. DM25, what's that? Is that a YouTube channel or? Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from like the political groups and stuff like that. Like with Appalachian Alliance, like I don't want it. I want it to be not bipartisan. I want it to be nonpartisan. It's just, we have certain goals that we have in mind, and if you're willing to fight for them, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what color you are, what party you belong to, what religion you ascribe to. I mean, I'm just looking for somebody that's willing to do the work. It's a political group that Bernie just joined. DM25. There was a guy talking about comparing it to the rednecks. The DM25 or Extinction Rebellion. No, I haven't. I've been so out of the loop. I've been so out of the loop on all this stuff. HR 676. That sounds vaguely familiar. AstroTurf, yeah. And yeah, exactly. It's like there are things, groups and people that start out with so, like, with the best of intentions, but then you have this all-powerful group that has these think tanks that are designed to figure out how to corrupt and how to, degrade people and to trick them into falling into these traps. Like, I think that's what AOC started. I mean, I don't think that AOC is a horrible person, but I think that she has been misled into thinking that the Democrats are going to bring some kind of change when they have obstructed any kind of change, when they're in the same league as the Republicans. I don't know, Jimmy. I'm not back in the loop. I'm so not in the loop. I'm a day late and a dollar short. Yeah, she's playing nice with the bullies. Like, she's like going along to get along because she really does think that like it's going to get her somewhere. But it's not. Playing nice with Nancy Pelosi isn't going to get her anywhere. What's that going to do for her? Nancy Pelosi doesn't like her, doesn't trust her. She doesn't like anything that she stands for. or what she proclaims that she wants done. So by praising her and voting for her, the only thing she's doing is getting in her own way, because she's voting for the woman that gave us Pago. That is like the demise for any kind of real change that we want to ever see done. And that's Nancy Pelosi. Why? Because she's a lesser of two evils. Well, lesser of two evils is why we have Donald Trump. You know, it's a mind fuck. It's circular thinking. They hate her, but that's not good enough. I mean, like, they hate her, but unless she's making them money, unless she's giving them power, they're not going to do a thing for her. And they're not going to do anything for her that's going to take away from their power. So this Green New Deal that she wants to see done, any of the Medicare for all, any of this stuff, they're never going to give it to her. They're never going to give it to us, because it wrestles power out of their hands, and they're not going to give that up. Ever. I mean, they're not going to give anything. That's my point. We have to take it. And by going along and playing nice, that's not taking. That's bowing. And I'm past bowing down. I'm not bowing to any of these people. I'm not kissing any boots for any of these people. Oh, thank you, propaganda. I know. Well, that's part of the reason why I get on here and I say this stuff, because everybody has like this thing. They're like, this stereotype of Southerners, but it's something that we fight against. But I don't think that that's something that's exclusive to my area. Like, everybody has their fair share of stupid people. And well, I say stupid people, but some of them are. Some of them are just way out there. Some of them are just don't have the time to pay attention to this stuff, And they're good people that just don't know about all this stuff. Some of them are just bad people that only care about themselves, and that's why they voted Trump. But I don't think that we're that different from California or New York. Stupid is, stupid does. Oh my gosh. No, my son, you don't even know. My son sounds like Forrest Gump. I mean, look, he's smart as a whip, but when he talks, I swear he sounds just like him. He has that little inflection at the end of his sentences. I'm like, okay, Forrest. Yeah, I don't want a leader. I want us to be leaders. I want people to be in charge of their own lives. But we've just given it over, thinking that these people are smarter than us, more powerful than us, and that they can make the decisions. And who are we to make decisions about our lives? They're the ones. What can we do about it? We've totally given it over. I mean, when you think about it, your mama loves you a lot. Yeah. How do you say her name? Is it Anne or Ayn Rand? I think it's Ayn Rand. Yeah, there's a lot of like, speaking of bumper stickers from earlier, I saw a bumper sticker earlier today it was the No Step on Snake, the libertarian, was it Gadsden flag or whatever it is, and then beside it said Friends of Coal. Friends of Coal, not Friends of Coal Miners, Friends of Coal. The people that the group that is comprised of coal mine owners that keep us in a state of perpetual poverty. Yeah. And I'm just like, this makes no sense to me. And the Friends of Coal stickers are on Way too many cars. It's so depressing every time I see one. I'm just like, do you not understand? They're not your friend. No part of that group is concerned about you. That you think you're driving a Bronco. You think they give a damn about you? You think they're your friend? If you ain't driving a Rolls, if you're not being chaperoned, first of all, if you're driving yourself, they don't care about you. These people get chaperoned, okay? They fly first class. They own their planes. If you're not in that league, they're not your friend. And I see these little piece of shit cars that are just barely held together with, prayer and duct tape, and they with a friends of cold bumper sticker on it. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, buddy, they're your friend. Whatever you gotta sell yourself, But at the end of the day, they're just going along with something that's putting them in a situation where they have to drive that kind of car. Oh, of course a coal lobbyist is up for the head of EPA. What better person to decide the fate of our environment than somebody that gets paid to destroy it? Coal caused the Great Dying Extinction event. Yeah, what they're saying, what the group stands for, and what the people believe it stands for. And I get where they think this, because the Friends of Coal, I have a video, one of the first videos I did, which is the propaganda that is used on us and against us. And the Friends of Coal plays a major role in this. They create the laws that place us in a state of perpetual poverty. And then they swoop in and they buy Christmas presents for people that can't afford it. And they do field trips. They really do a lot of outreach to children, and get them at a young age and manipulate their minds and make them think that they are this caring, empathetic group that just wants to see people thrive. And these are the people that grow up and slap that bumper sticker on their car, that go along with the laws, because this is what the Friends of Coal wants. And they always took care of me when I was a kid. But what they don't realize is that they put them in that place to where they needed that help. If it wasn't for them, they wouldn't even be in that situation. And we've got our every night at 10 o'clock, that alarm goes off. It's for our curfew. Oh, yeah. Jimmy said Republicans and Democrats are 99% buddies. Yeah, they are. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's like the shark and the little fishies that, like latch onto them. That's them. That's what they do. Yeah, we have a 10 o'clock curfew for the kids. Anybody under 18 isn't allowed out after 10. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much let our kids run wild. At least a lot of the people here do. But at 10 o'clock, they gotta be home. Gotta be home by dark. Like a keep the people in fear. Oh, keep the people in fear thing. I don't know. Could be a. Let's see. I haven't read Days of Destruction yet. I guess that's one I'm definitely have to read if he talks about coal mining. I'll have to get into that. Oh, your brother's a coal miner in Canada. Trudeau ramped up the mining. Yeah. Same thing with Obama. Everybody hated Obama. Said that he was a tree-hugging hippie. But he expanded fracking and drilling, and he brags about it. Coal mining jobs actually went up during his time. And yet we all hate him because he took our coal mining jobs away. No, that was automation. And the fact that it's just not needed anymore. It's just not needed. I mean, back in the day, yeah, it was. I mean, back in the day, we fueled America. The reason that everybody has what they have is because of us and because of the coal miners. Like, we wouldn't have had an industrial revolution if it wasn't for my people dying and risking their lives underground to give everybody resources so that they can go turn the light off on so they can take a piss in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what kills me now. Is like the fact that people are dead. People are dead because somebody went and opened their fridge to see what's in there, even though they looked like 5 minutes ago. You know, when they didn't have to do any of that. They didn't have to do that. We haven't had to do any of that for a long time now. Just like we don't need gasoline for our cars. We don't need a lot of this stuff. But we're in the same old, because some fat cat at the top is getting paid for it. We don't ever get that kickback. But, you know, yeah, that's true, natural progressive. Climate change is happening faster than predicted. The ocean temperatures are rising way more than what they predicted. It's all coming a lot faster. I mean, we were given 12 years. I don't think that it's even got that long. I mean, we need to do things and we need to do them now and fast. But the thing is, the action part is going to be much faster. It's going to come quickly. Once we get people to understand what it is that we're up against, that's the hard part. You know, once they wrap their minds around this, and it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to deal with. But once they do, I think there's power in that. There's hope in that. Voting for Obama and whoever is the lesser of two evils might give you the perception of hope, but it's not real hope. You know, going out there and risking something, you know, things look pretty bleak. I'm well aware of the dire situation that we're in, but there's something empowering about looking at everything and how it is and admitting how bad it is and knowing the next step forward. You know, instead of like buying into like these quick fixes and, you know, scams. Like, I know it's going to be harder. I know it's going to be slower, but I know that the next step forward that we take is going to be one in the right direction versus one that's a step back. So there's the optimism and hope that's where I draw mine from, not some false belief that the mainstream media and the people in power are selling me in order to get what they want. I mean, it might feel good in the moment, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be. I mean, it's not going to feel good for very long. I mean, it's like a drug. I mean, you can only do it for so long, and then it wears off. It's just, you know, you're not going to be. You can't hold on to that. It's not long lasting. I mean, you can vote for your Obamas and Clintons and Harrises, but you know, at the end of the day, you're still going to be broke as shit with no health care. So, can't feel that good. The Arctic is heating at a higher rate than anywhere. Once it's gone, it's irreversible. Yeah, it's really dark times. Very dark times. Yeah. But if we can I really, truly believe that if we can fight this together, that there's hope. And even if there isn't, I'd rather go down fighting than going along over the cliff. You know, I'd rather say that in my last moments I had integrity. Is it the same up there, propaganda? I mean, was it you that was telling me about how the Green Party up there is like for fossil fuels? I'm like, what kind of 1984 bullshit is that? Yeah. Yeah. They think things are great. Or that if they vote for a certain type of person, that it's going to be great. If we just do this or we just do that. But there's no quick fixes. There's no one thing and you can just say, well, I did this thing. Everything's going to be great. No, this is a very complex problem that has taken us decades, if not hundreds of years to get to this point, that you think that just one little thing like voting for a person is just going to, whoop, it's all better now. It's not going to be like that. It's just, there's just no shortcuts, no quick fixes. But we live in a capitalistic, commercialized society where that's what's sold to us. We believe if we take a pill, we're going to lose 20 pounds this week. Or if we just, dye our hair, everyone will love us. Or, you just got to put your makeup on and you'll be pretty. Or if you do this or you do that, or you wear this brand of clothes and you'll have friends. Or, I mean, it's just, that's it. We've been manipulated into these quick fixes and this or that type of thing and looking outward for our solutions, when if we look inward at, to our own actions, we could actually get somewhere. I mean, that's just, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like we're so focused on what other people do and what other people think and what other people say and what they're telling us and how we should feel. I mean, we're always looking externally to fix something inside or to fix the things that are around us. It's just, there's no action or accountability. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. Warren sold us out. She endorsed Hillary. Yeah. I used to be a big Elizabeth Warren fan. I just thought she sounded smart. She sounded progressive. And she did a little bit of work here for the coal miners. But she endorsed Hillary. She stood down during DAPL. She let it all play out, just like Obama wanted. And because of DAPL was my deal breaker. DAPL, I mean, that was gross. Her inaction was absolutely just, it spoke volumes about her character. Exactly, Peter. We have to save ourselves. The system won't save us. It's designed to not save us. Yeah. Biden, Kamala, Booker, Beto. There's just, I mean, cookie cutters. The same thing, just a different, it's like the cereal aisle. Look at all these choices you have, but they're all owned by two companies. So you don't really get a choice. And they're all just off brands of the other cereals. It's just different varieties, but owned by the same companies. It's the same thing with our politicians. It's just one big cereal aisle with no choice. Oh, see, Blaine, I don't doubt it. Democrats are, I guarantee you they'll screw it up.
I'm not here.
Yes, you are.
I'm not here.
Jimmy said he's not here.
Fuck.
They can see you. Lurking in the corner. He's going to, because if there's one thing Democrats know how, if there's one thing that Democrats know how to do, it's how to lose an election. And I guarantee you they will. I mean, it's handed to them on a silver platter to win this thing. But they won't. Because that's not what they're paid to do, is it?
Sorry. Just a second. My mouth. Sorry. My bad. Honey. Where am I? Just go ahead. Didn't mean to look with anything.
See, Blaine said that they don't see you. No worries.
Okay, good. I'm invisible. I'm invisible. Okay. Okay, bud.
What's this?
Good stuff.
Blows with image. What are you talking about? Are you hiding?
Huh?
Are you hiding?
I'm not hiding.
All right, so let's talk about Tulsi. I keep hearing this brought up a lot. Tulsi, Bernie 2020, Tulsi 2020. Maybe I'm just bitter. Maybe I'm just, you know, I'm young, ish. I mean, I'm 31, but
She was on CNN and she gave a generic answer.
Yeah, I'm just not sold. It takes a lot to sell me.
She's already.
I just don't think any real change is going to come with them. Because it's not about the people, it's about us. Maybe they are on the up and up, but we're not ready for that. And the system won't allow for that. You know? I mean, it can't be just one person up there doing the right thing. Let's say Tulsi is completely 100% legit. She's on page with us. She wants to fight and do everything. If we are not willing to fight for ourselves, she can't do it on her own. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter who we vote for. Heck, even with Trump in office, if we're not willing to fight for ourselves, if we stood up and fought for ourselves, Trump would have no option but to go and do what we wanted him to do. They're a vehicle. You know, we need to be the drivers. I don't know, propaganda. You know, I mean, leaks and stuff are always good. I mean, there's definitely no harm in that. But, I mean, look at all the information that we have already at hand. Look at all the information that Julian Assange has given us. That, you know, any of the whistleblowers, you know, Snowden, Manning, Seth Rich. Look at all this stuff that we have. And yet, look at the in-your-face corruption. And people aren't, they're just not, they get it. They know it's bad, but it's so overwhelmingly bad that they feel like there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, people aren't, that's the thing, people aren't stupid. There's stupid people out there. But it's just that you can be aware of how bad it is, but you know, it's like an abusive relationship. Like, how am I going to get out of this? What can I do? I'm stuck here. You know, that kind of thing. Like, there's no, like, what am I supposed to do about it? I'm just one person. I can't, how am I supposed to fight this big, powerful thing? No, what the fuck? I've got topics. Yes, I see it, babe. Yeah, we don't have time for electoral reform. That much is obvious. That kind of thing would take decades. And we just don't have time. Our planet doesn't have time for that. It's not even about us and what we want. Our planet doesn't have time for that. I'm not going to kick his ass. He's already left. He's distracted me. All right. Yeah, I mean, like, what more information? That's my thing. It's like, what else could we possibly leak? The 23 trillion that went missing in our defense budget, just gone. Our politicians that are bought and sold for, I mean, just like you name it, the fact that we're working for scraps and we get nothing, the fact that like all this stuff, and it's not enough. It's not enough to, like, we have a government shutdown. Like, people aren't getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, from what I heard, I haven't researched it too much, but, people that receive HUD are getting eviction notices. My sister gets SNAP benefits, food stamps. She hasn't gotten anything, and she's going to school, so she's in this program where she goes to school. She's a single mom, so if they help her out, she'll, they're helping her out so she can finish school. And she hasn't gotten paid. She hasn't gotten any kind of food stamp money. She's a single mom. What is she supposed to do? The grocery store doesn't care about a government shutdown. They're not going to give her food for her kid for free. The landlord does not care that the government shut down. They still want rent. Like, and yet that's not enough. Why people aren't burning shit down and, like, causing mass chaos is beyond me. It's beyond me. Somebody said something about that at work. They said something about, well, let's strike. I said, it's bad because I'm their manager. But I was like, all right, let's do it. I said, we must seize the means of production. All right, I'll catch you later, old gringo. Thank you for watching and being here with us. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, but that's the problem with the things is, like, we don't, we see things, the media gives us things as snippets, like, oh, hey, glaciers are melting. A couple of months will go by. Hey, there's a big oil leak in this ocean. A couple of months go by. Hey, there's a trash island. A couple of months go by. Coral reefs are dying. A couple of months go by. And it's just spaced out enough to where you forget about the other thing. And then they'll tell you about the other thing. But once you accumulate all that, you think about it. Okay, glaciers are melting. Ocean levels are rising. Waters are heating up. Toxic algae outbreaks. Coral reefs dying. Temperature changes. Hurricanes. Floods. Droughts, all this stuff. And once you factor in all these things, you're like, wow, it is really bad. It is really bad. Hey, maybe we should stop shitting where we eat. You know what I mean? Like, we have to live on this planet. Maybe we should, I don't know, take care of it. Like, that's what I try to do with my house. Like, I don't just, when I'm done with stuff, I don't just throw it on the ground and let it lay there. I don't let my house turn into a toxic, dump that I can't, it makes me sick to live in. But that's what we do to our planet, the place that we have to live on, and we think that everything's just going to be okay. That, there's no side effects to massive consumption and waste, which capitalism is built on. I mean, we don't need to throw away everything. We could have things fixed or build quality products, but capitalism can't survive on quality products. Apple can't make money if they're not churning out new phones every year or bi-yearly or however long they do it. It's capitalism is built on waste and product failure and blah, 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 blah. Not what you need, but what they can sell you, you know? I mean, and we think that has no whatsoever. We don't think about the consequences to even, we just think it's some little thing like, oh, it's just a plastic bag. But you have a plastic bag, and these other millions of people have a plastic bag. So now we have millions of plastic bags. It's just, we just don't think about this stuff. The implications of just some of this, it seems like such small actions. And I know that's not even like the major cause of our pollution. I mean, isn't the most of global climate change or whatever they're calling it now, isn't that caused by just a couple of companies? I mean, it's not even about like reduce, reuse, recycle. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but the majority of what's going wrong is with these countries that are just pumping this toxicity out into our environment. No, I didn't hear about that. Trying to be fine. Strike in Mexico. Doesn't surprise me that I didn't hear about it. Just like there was a strike in, what was it, a massive strike in India? There's a strike going on in LA. I want to give people more credit. There's a lot that we don't hear about. There's a lot we don't know about because it's not like the revolution won't be televised. Yeah, it was 60 degrees here yesterday. Today it snowed. Yeah, I think Jesse would be good. I'd vote for Jesse. But I don't know how much that counts for these days. Without us in the streets to back them up. It will take a worldwide mobilization on a scale never before seen in history to give us a chance to survive. The billionaires and their servants will fight us every step of the way. They will. They will. We can't back down on this, though. I mean, there's no room to give. It's extinction. It's not like the difference between making $15 and $16 an hour. This is living or dying. Like there's no room to give on that. I don't know. There's no compromise on that. Like we want to do like incrementalism or pragmatism, but there's no pragmatism when it comes to the apocalypse. Or actually, there's how many different apocalypses are we facing right now? Climate. There's nuclear war. There's a whole bunch of them. I think there was like, I want to say 7 or something, but yeah. Maybe it is too late, Brian. It could be. I don't know. But I choose to fight. I think we're all here to fight. All right. It was good seeing you, Trina. The Hamptons are not a defensible position. Oh, I love that quote. I love that quote so much. I'm not about violent revolution, but yeah. I mean, your yacht's in danger, Pelosi. That's all I'm going to say. We won't hurt you, but we will sink your yacht. All 20 of them. You're not sneaky. Get in here. Come say hi to everybody.
Oh, jeez. This is not okay. That's it.
That's it? You don't want to say anything?
No, thanks for being on. Aloha. Howdy and aloha.
Forsaken's here? Oh, hey, Forsaken. Glad you're here. Oh, Joe's quote of the day. Poor will eat the rich.
Talk after this and get crazy.
You want to get crazy on Montauk?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. I've been gabbing for like an hour.
Natural on and everybody.
I think Jimmy has a little crush on Tulsi, just to be honest.
Okay, she surfs. Okay.
And she's pretty.
You're way prettier.
Oh, please.
Way.
He has to say that. I mean, I kind of can't blame him. She is cute as button.
No charge.
All right. So let's we're gonna jump over to Montauk. Here, let me
about 10.
I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to the channel if y'all don't if y'all aren't familiar with his channel. So I'm gonna post a link over to it, and we'll be over there in about 20 minutes. I'm not in it yet. I gotta get the link, and my computer is slow as all get out. There it is. And if you're over there, go ahead and subscribe, because I don't do shameless plugs for myself usually, but
I never.
He talks about like some really good stuff over there.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's garbage. Don't waste your time. I mean, he only focuses on saving the world and all of its inhabitants.
Stupid shit.
Just stupid stuff like that. All right, I'm posting the link now. There you go, right there.
In about 15. 20.
All right, so we'll be over there in about 15. I need to stretch my back and everything. Okay, natural progressive. We got some people who are going to come over. All right, good deal.
Take a break.
Thank you, everybody, for all your input, information, all that. Always very appreciative of all that, because together we can form one giant functioning brain.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, love you guys. See you in a little bit.